We are ready now with our next session, a panel discussion on technology resilience. Can we have the sound turned off? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to join in with a nice warm round of applause as we welcome our illustrious panelists up on this stage. We have present amongst us Ms. Renu Bhandari, Senior Vice President, the National Stock Exchange of India. We welcome her on stage with a nice warm round of applause. We also have amongst us Ms. Vaisshali Babu, Managing Director and CEO, Indian Clearing Corporation, ICCL. We'd like to welcome her with a nice warm round of applause. Welcome, ladies. Please do join us. And we have amongst us Mr. Davda, Deputy CIO, BSE. Please do join us, sir. And Mr. Sunil Kadam, Executive Director, Securities and Exchange Board of India, who will be moderating this session. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking forward to a fabulous discussion on technology resilience. Please do take your seats, and I request Mr. Sunil Kadam, sir, to kindly take discussions forward.
Thank you and welcome to you for this technical session. Along with me, first off, let me introduce myself. I'm Sunil Kadam, Executive Director in SEBI, and I'm in charge of various departments. And with me have Mr. Viral, he's from BSC. Then we have Vaisshali from ICCL and Ms. Renu from NSC. So these are all the experts in their respective subjects. And today we are going to have a discussion on some of the important issues which we are dealing on day-to-day basis. To start with, I'll just give a little background as to how securities market has evolved. So when we joined somewhere in 1996, that was the beginning of all the reforms in securities market. And the first major reforms which came through NSC, that is the introduction of screen-based trading in the securities market. So imagine that those are the days where truckloads of shares were traded, the trading was happening in the open ring like this. And moving from that, we have a Depositories Act, screen-based trading, and lot of reforms followed after that. And thanks to the technology, the innovations which kept on taking place over the period. And using that technology, we have kindly created a big capital market, which is a world class and which is kind of one of the unique, having multiple products, large number of market participants, and large number of products available in the market. So having these multiple activities, our dependence on technology is very high. And as we have grown up, every time we are kept on adding new innovations, and our kind of reliance on technologies increase. At the same time, we are also having concerns as the too much dependence on technology sometimes may create a problem. But we also have technological solution for the technological problems. How we deal with those solutions? Today we are going to discuss about the three products which we are going to see how they help us in resolving the technological issues relating to securities market. So there are other measures are there like risk management and margining and all other issues are there which are settled day-to-day basis. That's no problem. But to support that thing, technology is very much essential. So there are three products which we are going to discuss. The first product we can say is that LAMA. LAMA is kind of a product which will deal with the information on how the broker is being monitored. As an exchange level, you have to deal with multiple brokers, and you have to see that these brokers' terminals are active all the times. They do not have technical glitches. And as a preventive measure, what exchange can do, that is discussed in this video, which will be present after some time. The second product which we are going to discuss is that IRRA. That is kind of a product where we are in the scenarios where we find that as a client, if the broker gets default, how we should deal with that situation. So that one video is there, we'll present that after some time. And the third scenario is there, suppose we are an exchange and we are dealing with a clearing corporation, and the clearing corporation has some glitches, and because of that glitches, it stops working. So how do we deal with that scenario? So this also we will show in a presentation. So today it's a scenario like, I remember if you, one old movie song, हम तुम बंद हो एक कमरे में और चाबी खो जाए. तो ये चाबी खो जाए scenario is kind of solutions we are dealing with it. And to start with, let's present the first video on the LAMA, and we'll understand how it works, and after that we will have a question answer sessions. To start with, let's start the presentation or video on the LAMA.
The Indian stock market has always been a haven where trust is invested, lives are built, and fortunes continue to soar. And to ensure that markets rise at an accelerated pace, without even a microsecond delay in any of the members' platforms, NSE, under SEBI's guidance, launched logging and monitoring application LAMA that closely monitors critical systems of the member platforms across crucial API mechanism helps in metric-wise identification of system threats by monitoring 4 key parameters and ensuring safe and seamless trading. The application sequence metric measures application performance, latency, throughput, and failed trade APIs under LAMA. LAMA monitors hardware performance, analyzing disk, CPU, memory, and uptime, while tracking database request queues, bandwidth utilization, and latency for replication. The network sequence metric assesses data transfer capacity within devices or online within a set time by analyzing packet count and network bandwidth utilization. Logging and monitoring application lets exchanges track members' data every 5 minutes, ensuring no trade movement is missed. The LAMA dashboard offers a comprehensive report to the exchanges with clear demarcations of the metrics analyzed and report generated. The dashboard flags top 5 member alerts, red for errors, amber for warnings, and missing data alerts. LAMA offers metric-wise data with timelines for accurate alert tracking and tracing. LAMA application's performance insights track alert trends, pinpointing issues for targeted improvements. LAMA's real-time analysis is adaptable for other exchanges, enhancing investor and system protection. Members must register for logging and monitoring application and set alert thresholds to protect investors and secure systems. LAMA sends instant email alerts on breaches. Delays may trigger regulatory action. With its exceptional real-time monitoring and detecting capabilities, logging and monitoring application has not just avoided possible technical glitches, but also strengthened the investor confidence and made way for a more robust financial infrastructure.
So we have seen this video, excellent presentation on how we are trying to take protective measures for investors' interest. So this is a kind of technical innovation. It's a preventive measures. Before any default or technical glitches comes, we are going to monitor. So this product is developed by NSC. Ms. Renu is there with us. She will talk on this subject. So on behalf of the participants, I will raise some of the pointers and she will speak on those pointers. The first thing I just want to check, what are the different scenarios which are covered in this product? I'll ask all the three questions, then you can answer all these three. Then second thing, I just want to check whether can these issues be resolved at the exchange level if you find something is lacking in the broker's terminal? Can it be possible for you to resolve it sitting from the exchange terminal? And third thing which I want to check is that if I'm a broker, I have a multiple exchange I'm dealing. So do you have capacity to monitor me from your center, both the multiple exchanges? Please.
Thank you.
Renuji.
Thank you, sir, for asking these questions. Distinguished speakers on the panel, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. As Sunil ji said, what are the major activities which are covered under this LAMA monitoring? So before I give you a brief on what are the activities which are covered under this, let me give you a brief on why it was introduced, what was the need for LAMA. So if we go back 1.5 decades ago, investors used to prefer trading in securities market, calling brokers, visiting brokers' places for placing their orders. However, if you see today, the time has evolved and the trend has changed. Now, most investors prefer for trading in securities market using brokers' applications. So therefore, this is very, very important that brokers' applications are always up and running all the time. And therefore, the need of LAMA was felt. And SEBI recommended that LAMA should be introduced. Then subsequently, NSC had developed this system. And this system was developed to track critical systems of brokers. And we will be able to analyze the health of their system so that any issues which are there can be identified at an early stage. So while I talk about major activities which are covered under LAMA monitoring, is actually including tracking of various key performance indicators, which actually includes application, hardware, database, and network also. So when we talk about application, it not only tracks the performance of the application, but it also looks at the rate of latency, what is the response time, etc. And it also looks at if there are any failed APIs, etc. around. While it is actually monitoring the hardware, it again looks at the performance of the hardware. It also looks at how much is the CPU, memory, disk has been utilized so that it can give an early warning to broker to set their systems again. And similarly, when we talk about, again, database, it tracks what is the queue, request queue in place, again, bandwidth utilization, in what time it will be uptime, and then again the network of the broker, whether bandwidth is sufficient, whether there are any packets error, etc., which is there. How do we do that? So brokers are required to publish all these metrics every 5 minutes into our system. And once the data is collected, it is pushed to the LAMA system, and it analyzes and raises the alerts beyond a threshold. For each metric, there are thresholds defined. As soon as any threshold is breached, automatic emails are being sent to the brokers. Now, what broker has to do and what do we do? Brokers are required to rectify any issues which are identified, because if it reaches 100, 100%, then there will be a glitch and again disruption in trading. So therefore, it is getting an early alert or at 70%, sometime at a lesser percentage, so that actually they can act on it immediately. These alerts are categorized into red, amber. Red is a critical, amber is a warning. Warning, when they get, they should immediately act on it so that it doesn't get converted into red. How do we do at Exchange? We have a dedicated team who looks at this dashboard throughout the day, and whenever any issues are raised, they immediately connect with brokers and ask them to resolve. And second thing, sir asked about whether it can be resolved at exchange end. So since issues are identified at broker's end, therefore they only need to rectify it. But we do a follow-up, we do monitoring so that it is rectified well within time. And similarly, on the question of when we talk about whether multiple exchanges can be fed into this system and all, yes, because we ask brokers that all your critical systems, servers should be mapped to this, so that we are receiving data from all their server, irrespective of any exchange. So this dashboard is not exchange specific. This is entire data of the broker coming from the servers, so that in total, we are able to assess the health of the broker system. And this dashboard access is to other exchanges as well. So they can also view a real-time basis what kind of alerts are getting generated, what is require immediate attention of the broker. They can download these reports and corrective actions can be taken.
Okay, thank you, Renuji. So we have discussed the issues as to how do we prevent any technical glitches and how to tackle those issues. But despite all our measures, sometimes it may happen there are some technical glitches happen and a broker's terminal may get deactivated. So how do we deal in that scenario? Let's look at the video and then we will have a chat with Mr. Viral and how do we deal with those scenarios. So please play the video.
The stock market is a fast-paced world of opportunities. However, technical glitches or outages at a broker's end can disrupt trading services. Here, we provide a solution that allows investors to manage their transactions in case of trading disruptions at the broker's end. Presenting IRRA, Investor Risk Reduction Access, born from the collaboration of market infrastructure institutions under guidance of SEBI. A system that allows to square off existing positions and cancel pending orders when the broker faces technical glitches and their systems are not accessible. How IRRA works? On facing trading disruption, the affected broker can request activation of IRRA. IRRA platform will download all trades and pending orders from all trading venues for the affected broker. IRRA would then send SMS and email to all clients of the affected broker with a link of IRRA platform. By clicking the link, the investor will be able to access IRRA platform to close out their open positions and cancel their open orders. IRRA is accessible through a browser as well as a mobile-based interface. IRRA mitigates investors' risk.
So thank you. This is a nice presentation on how the exchange deal with the scenarios where the broker is found to be kind of stop his activities due to technical glitch. So we have with us Mr. Viral from BSc, who has personally involved in developing this platform. And we will try to understand from him as to what are the different scenarios are there which are covered under of the broker default, and how the client come to know as to when he has to activate or when he has to try to approach exchanges for clearing his open positions as such. Please, Viralji.
Thank you, sir, for answering the question. A very warm good morning to all of you here. I'm sure all of you who have reached here has navigated to Mumbai traffic and had planned a lot of contingencies before coming here, because you know this is going to be a big event, there's going to be a lot of traffic, so you left home early. Now, why am I saying that in this panel? So you planned for contingency, right? Because you wanted to make sure that you reach on time irrespective of what the traffic situation is. So IRRA is also kind of a contingency. This is a brainchild of SEBI, where we are trying to ensure, along with all the MIIs, while we have LAMA system, which will prevent a glitch, in spite of that, in spite of all the cares taken by LAMA and any other systems which brokers have in place to make sure that there is no technical glitch, in spite of all these efforts, if there is a technical glitch, what should we do? And that's where LAMA comes into play. Sorry, that's when IRRA comes into play. IRRA is a system which ensures investor protection in the sense that we have to ensure as a market, in case of technical glitch, the investors don't lose money. And that's why the purpose of IRRA was specifically to make sure that the losses are minimized by squaring of the position. So that's how the entire concept was designed of IRRA. This was developed by BSE collaboratively with all the MIIs. To answer, sir, your question in terms of how brokers can leverage this platform and how these terminals are deactivated. So the intent is, first, brokers, when they find there's a technical glitch at their end, whether it can be a network failure to exchanges, whether there's a software problem at their end, whether there's a hardware issue at their end, but there's a complete downtime of their infrastructure at primary side. The first attempt that they are supposed to make is to go to the disaster recovery side, which is again very clearly stipulated by MIAs and SEBI. In spite of all of that, if they are not able to resume business operations, then they can approach us, the IRRA help desk, and there is a specific email ID which you can basically mail, or a help desk number that you can call. This activation can be done only by a broker. A specific investor client cannot activate IRRA because this has to be a complete failure at broker's end for them to initiate IRRA. So brokers will have to approach IRRA team, and then once brokers approach, all the MIIs collaboratively take a call that yes, there is certainly an issue at broker's end, and they are genuinely facing problem at their primary site and DR site. Post that confirmation, IRRA team activates the entire IRRA platform. Now, how this is done is essentially we deactivate all brokers' terminal. This is to make sure that there is consistency. There is no two-way communication, one from IRRA and one from brokers' infrastructure also. So we deactivate all brokers' terminal. We reset the password of all the terminals of the broker, and we log in to IRRA system. IRRA is just an extension of broker's system. We can assume that this is an extension of broker's software application, not hosted at their premises, therefore not impacted by the technical glitch that they are having. And investor client can directly log into IRRA platform without the broker, through broker's terminal itself, and square off their position. So this is a process in which IRRA is activated. Again, to reiterate, investors cannot activate the platform. Brokers will have to intimate us to activate the platform. Once the platform is activated, all the brokers' terminals are disabled from their infrastructure. IRRA is activated, and every investor client will be able to trade using IRRA. Now, the next question, sir, asked is, how will investors know? While brokers have told us, how will investors know that they have to now log into IRRA and perform their activities? So once the IRRA platform is activated, IRRA system sends email and SMSs to the registered mobile numbers and email ID of all the UCCs registered for that broker. So investor receives that email ID, that link, and the one-time password for logging in to the IRRA platform. So they have to enter their client code, they have to enter their PAN number, and then they have to also enter a one-time password to logging into the platform. Once the investor logs into their platform, they will be able to see the trades executed. They will be able to see their pending orders. They will be able to cancel their pending orders, and they will be able to square off their existing position. Again, they will not be able to create fresh positions because this system is not meant for regular trading. As I said earlier, this is a contingency system that has been designed. The idea of this is to minimize the losses of investors, so they will be able to square off the existing positions, not take fresh positions in the market. So this is how entire IRRA platform is designed. Over to you, sir. Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Viralji. Wonderful presentation and nice clarity of thoughts. And now we discuss about how we take the preventive steps by having improved monitoring. Despite that, if there is a broker failure, how do we deal with that situation? Now we go for a different scenario now. Imagine that there is a bigger failure, like we have a clearing and settlement activities, and something goes wrong there. There's some technical glitches, and if that happens, what will happen? How do we deal with that scenario? So let's see the video, and then after then we'll chat with Madam Vaisshali. Please play video.
SaaS two-way portability. In the fast-paced world of securities trading, even momentary disruptions can ripple across the market. Delayed clearing operations, unsettled trades, and financial risks can affect participants across the ecosystem. This is where the strength of collaboration and innovation steps in. Guided by SEBI's vision, India's clearing corporations, ICCL and NCL, partnered with exchanges, BSE, NSE, and MSEI to redefine clearing resilience. Together, they developed a solution to ensure uninterrupted operations for market participants. This innovation marks a global first, the world's first integrated central counterparty (CCP) SaaS framework. Introducing the SaaS two-way portability model, a pioneering framework ensuring business continuity by seamlessly shifting clearing operations between ICCL and NCL. SaaS enhances the core risk management function, RMS, of a CCP in case of primary system failure of an impacted CCP. This revolutionary model is driven by real-time data synchronization via dedicated infrastructure, integrated risk management system to mitigate risks, automated workflows to streamline processes, collaboration tools for seamless communication across MIIs. The SaaS two-way portability system exemplifies a unique collaborative model of software resiliency. It ensures ICCL and NCL are synchronized in real time. In the event of disruption, the impacted CCA first checks the feasibility of activating its disaster recovery (DR) site. If DR activation is deemed non-feasible, the SaaS instance is activated, and the impacted CCA immediately informs the alternate CCB. CCB seamlessly activates SaaS RMS operations for CCA in collaboration for the remaining trading session. During the process, the operations of CCA functions on CCB's software while utilizing the hardware infrastructure of CCA. By day's end, the impacted CCA resumes and updates its operational data, continuing its normal end-of-day processes like file dissemination and reconciliation. This innovative approach ensures uninterrupted market operations, reduces downtime, and safeguards investor confidence, highlighting a truly resilient clearing ecosystem. Live test conducted on March 2nd and May 18, 2024 demonstrated the system's flawless operation across equity and derivative segments, proving its real-time disruption handling capabilities. The SaaS two-way portability model delivers uninterrupted clearing operations, reduced financial and operational risk, a resilient, future-ready clearing ecosystem guided by SEBI. This initiative exemplifies the power of collaboration. Together, we protect every trade, every participant, every moment.
Yeah, thank you for the video. Now we have with us Vaisshali from ICCL. So, see, this is a scenario, if you look at the worldwide scenario, many countries have only single clearing corporation, single stock exchanges. India has got uniqueness as we have multiple stock exchanges, multiple clearing corporation, two depositories, mainly banks are there. So integrating that thing is a challenging task. But what we have done is that it's just anyway we are doing it, but we are taking advantage of this situation also. For example, if one clearing corporation fails, other will come to support that thing. So that way we are trying to complementing each other. So in that scenario, we just want to have some more clarity as to whether this clearing and settlement operations, whether it applies for the trading operations also, or is only limited to clearing and settlement operation? That's one question. Second thing is that how do you ensure that data is transferred continuously to the backup site and then to other clearing corporations, so that in case one fails, other operations start automatically with the accurate data of the clearing and settlement. And third question is that is there banks and clearing corporations are also connected to the system? How they work together? So we will have some more clarity on that thing. Over to Vaisshali, madam.
Hello. Very good morning to all of you, and thank you, Sunilji, for these questions. I think today's session, as we speak to technological resilience, and all these three examples are absolute examples of how MIS paid market infrastructure institutions have come together. It's again a classic case, one of its kind, as the video says. I think nowhere in the world this kind of setup is there. When one CC, risk management, and I'll come to your first question, it only and only takes care of the risk management system. Trading exchanges will continue. Why do I say that? See, when it is, my favorite statement that clearing houses all over the globe, many of the times, people know the exchanges, people do not know what a clearing house does. But a clearing house does a basic and very important function of a risk management. Clearing houses operate when there are trading hours are going on up to 3:30. They continue to work to take care of the clearing and settlement post this. So they are almost working 24/7. And when I say this, when one exchange who has got the power, or in a negative sense, if I have to say, that the exchange can come to a standstill if the risk management system is not working. And hence, this whole SaaS model has been worked around to take care of if one of the CC's risk management fails, the other CC who is a fellow CC in the universe, in the MII space, comes to the rescue and takes care of it. So trading continues. The basic idea of deploying or implementing SaaS, which has been almost more than 2 years of efforts under the guidance of SEBI and the push, if I have to say, so it went about that the trading should not stop. We all have gone through latest Sindoor operation, there might be calamities, there might be floods, there was a COVID or whatever. We did not allow exchange to stop trading. And if the risk management fails, and if because of that the exchange has to stop, that's the very sad part. And that is why this whole solution is in place. Within the clearing and settlement function, the risk management, collateral, clearing and settlement. So what are the areas out of these 4 which SaaS takes care of is basically risk management and a part of the collateral management. The whole idea has been set up that by the end of the day or within a 1 day, the other impacted CC will come up with his risk management system, and the show must go on. The show does not need to go on only in Bollywood, but in the SEBI deployed MIS also, and that's the space that we come in. Again, as the video said, now, we spoke about LAMA, we spoke about IRRA, and now this is one step ahead, When, let's imagine at 12 o'clock, one of the impacted CC has got a problem. So the overall SOP structure is so strongly put in that within half an hour, the natural decision is that go to the DR site. Okay. The half an hour given is to that impacted CC to see to that whether they can go over to the DR site. In case, now this is a BCP ke upar ka BCP. So now if there are certain doubts of the impacted CC that they cannot move to the DR site, then they will have to press the plug and tell the fellow CC that yes, I need your help, you need to come to the rescue, because why it is again important, in the previous panel we spoke about interoperability. Today one CC going down means impacting not that exchange but 3 exchanges, and this is very critical. This is a far-reaching impact. It really does not stop over there. So the other CC within the next half an hour will strike or will plug and play as per their software all the trades what the impacted CC would have cleared that comes to the rescue CC. In case, now let's take an example, after half an hour, it is thought by the impacted CC that I can go to the DR site. They are given as per the regulatory understanding 45 minutes to go to the DR site, and they operate. In case on the DR site, there still some plug, another half an hour, that is total 45 plus 30, 75 minutes you get it, and then you can come to the SaaS setup. The beauty of the SaaS setup is that, and that comes to your second question, Sunil, that it is not kept in lock and key. Okay, it is a daily BAU operations of the CCs. So on a daily basis, and we wish that the day does not come, but in that case comes that one dedicated team is continuously replicating the trades which are cleared by every CC. The other CC keeps on monitoring, it keeps on downloading all the positions, all the collaterals, all the end of the day files, and all such, the required stuff. Because at any point of time, it's like a marathon. You are just on the line. And when 1, 2, 3 shoot, you have to get going. And with that intention, that readiness is there on the CC. So it's a hot RMS, the way I call it. Anytime the request would come and you need to. For the end investor or for the brokers, for them it really does not matter. For them, they will get an intimation that yes, there is some issue going on and will come back to you, either DR or the SaaS. Once it is a SaaS, and here comes the soft part of it, that it's not only between 2 exchanges and the 2 CCs and the depositories coming to rescue. We had to educate. Why did it take 2 years? We had to educate our fellow circle, that is the brokers. The broker on one CC, the clearing member, needs to understand what is the software of the rescue CC. So due trainings, sessions have been conducted, and here, in the MIS space, we may be competing in different worlds, but when it comes to some kind of a cause, we really come together, collaborate together, and we had given trainings to the all our members for the cross training, rather I would call it. The collateral piece, the banks had to be educated, and this was, Sunilji, your third point. The banks have been tutored that in case of such scenario, due communication to come. Now we are in a SaaS setup, So if any member of CCA, which is the impacted CC, he will continue to give his collateral to his CC, to his banker, but the banker knows that now at this point of time, I need not give the confirmation back to the impacted CC, which he will anyway give, but he needs to tell the other CC. So the other CC gets to know that yes, new collateral has come in case of bank, in terms of bank guarantee, cash, FD. In terms of securities, even the depositories, a protocol has been agreed with the depositories that the securities will be still placed to CCA, but the confirmations will come to the CCB so that due benefit is given to that member and he works seamlessly. And when we did these two tests, and Sunilji, I remember the kind of environment which we had, and I think Renu can, imagine what we were. When the days when we tested this in the live, mocks to keep on happening. But real test is when it happens in the live, and it was none less than the Chandrayaan moment for us. That when the trace came, oh my God, I'm able to clear and settle, I'm able to see. So that was the real Chandrayaan moment for us. And the whole ecosystem, it is always, sometimes it becomes easy to train you, your people, okay, this happens, follow this SOP. But when we have to control all the banks, the members, we keep on doing every quarter the mock so that they know that on this is a SaaS, so I need to connect not to the CCA but to the CCB, and I need to. Another one aspect actually has helped, and I really give the full credit to the SEBI for the mindset and the vision, because a lot of standardization has come. Now, any of the CCs or any of the exchanges or any of the depositories, your file formats, your protocol, your communication links are so standardized. So this has really helped for successful implementation while that project was going on. And that is, the UDIF project, which really, we all have worked, and all credit to the members also to embracing all the changes and being very, forthcoming, giving ideas, and the last point which I would like to say that in SaaS setup, the trades, everything it comes to the other CC seamlessly. End of the day, again there is a matching which happens so that the impacted CC can take over the clearing and settlement, because legally still it is a responsibility, liability, obligation, and the other CC is there to support it. So that's how the beautiful setup has been put in place.
Thank you, Vaisshali ji. Look at the beauty. Like we have all the stock exchanges, clearing corporation, competing with each other for the business. But at the same time, when the problem comes, they're together for the benefit of the investors or for the growth of the market. So that's the spirit of the India. Thank you for all. Thank you, Renu ji. Thank you, Vaisshali ji. Thank you, Viral ji. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. And I compliment all the panelists to completing our schedule exactly on time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. We request you to kindly step forward for the group photograph, please. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude this fabulous round of discussions on technology resilience. Thanking Ms. Renu Bhandari, thanking Ms. Vaisshali Babu, Mr. Viral Davda, and Mr. Sunil Kadam. Thank you so very much.